The other thing is too, why I think strength is important is because I feel like people kind of sleep on strength. People kind of sleep on strongness, like because y'all want to cancel the word or because of your insecurities. You might feel like somebody is pretending or somebody isn't coping as they should, or like I feel like, for instance, like when people see people do stuff or whatever. Okay, let's talk about that. So this week, well, last week, because it's Monday, last week, an article came out that Lauren London was allegedly pregnant. And you know, she was just with Nipsey Hussle or whatever, and Nipsey Hussle passed 2 years ago. Okay. So for some, they're like, damn, she moved on kind of fast. Now, I'm about to give y'all a lot right now, all in one. Let's just get to that, number one, before I talk. They was just like, you know, she moving on kind of quick, like, you know, and you know, to each his own. For me, I feel like, number one, people move on, people grieve differently. Like, everybody got their own time frame of how they do shit, period. Number one, if she was indeed pregnant, like, she says she's not, so we're gonna say she's not, right? So, for me, I felt like, number one, she has money, she's pretty, she's a very pretty girl. She's popular, she's affluent. That's a recipe for you to move on kind of quick. Let's be honest. Because, like, you're already in a spotlight. Everybody knows you're a pretty girl, right? Because there could be a pretty girl in the world and she's not popular. So we don't even know that, oh, my God, look at that pretty girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, automatically, you know, men still have their eyes on her, whether her ex passed or not. Number two, I felt like, and this might be shady, her boyfriend died. They were married. He didn't put a ring on her finger. They were dating a while, and for me, you know, when things happen, you gotta sit down and you gotta start thinking about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a ring. I want a wedding. I don't know if she's ever been married, ever been engaged. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I was like, I mean, she got already pregnant again, but maybe that man, if she was pregnant, let's say she was pregnant, hypothetically speaking, you know, that man would be ready to offer her a ring. Maybe he put a ring on her. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? He didn't commit fully to her, Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? And I know we talk about marriage on this podcast as well. You know, some people view marriage as not a commitment thing. It's not a big deal. It's just a piece of paper, whatever. But for me, if you saying it's not, it's just a piece of paper, you know, they wasn't committed like that. That's just for me. So I feel like she might have a certain energy to move on to y'all quickly, because there's no timeline in moving on. Like, to me, moving on too quick is like, I don't really know, honestly. I can't really speak, you know. I can't. I was gonna say maybe a day, like the next day. Obviously, I don't know what people do. I would love to meet somebody who's moved on from grief in a day. You know what I'm saying? And you just finished watching a clip from a podcast called Brit Says The Podcast. BRITTSAYS. If you want to watch that full episode, you can click right up here. And if you want to stream and listen to Brit Says The Podcast, this is available on all DSPs such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, DEEZER, iHEARTRADIO, anything you can imagine. You'll find Brit Says The Podcast. So go ahead out, listen, leave a review, and 5 stars. And while you're here, subscribe to my channel.